Hi, we're ready to go. Thanks. We're on.
All right. Good
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 1st meeting of the Town Council. Tonight we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance with Councilor White leading us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Now,
Now, before beginning the meeting, Councilor Connolly cannot be present this evening and joining us remotely via Zoom. Is there any objection? Okay, seeing no objection, Councilor Connolly, I have to ask you two questions. First, was it reasonably impractical for you to attend this meeting?
Yes.
And is
And is there anyone else in the room with you?
No.
Very well.
Very well. With that, we have a roll call, with the exception of Councilor Connolly, who's on Zoom. I believe you're all present here. Next is public forum. This is the time for anyone from the public to come up and speak. Okay, seeing no one, I will close public forum. Next, we have Town Council to consider acceptance of minutes for April 17th, 2024. I will accept a motion to approve the minutes of April 7th. Oh, sorry. Any discussion on the minutes? Sorry, yes. I will accept the motion to approve the minutes of April 17th, 2024. Is there a second? I'll second. Sorry, is there a first one?
So moved.
We're starting out extra on today. Okay. That's been done. Is there any amendments or changes to the minutes? Okay, seeing none, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Glazebrook.
Aye.
Councilor Lamatina.
Aye.
Councilor Dornblue.
Aye.
Councilor White.
Aye.
Councilor Blackstone.
Aye.
Councilor Ward.
Aye.
Councilor Connolly.
Abstain.
Motion passes 6-0-1.
Okay. We don't have a report from the.
Actually, I do have a couple things unwritten. Just real quick, I did want to state that we did receive our new value for the town. Last year we were at $1,006,660,399. We received the MS1, the new one, which is $1,014,140,199. But increased 7.4%. And this is before we do the reval and the statistical update. So this number will be changed even further. I just wanted to show how much of an increase we had in 1 year without that.
I'm sorry, what was the old one?
$1,006,662,399.
1.006.
Yeah.
And it went to 1.14.
Yeah, 1.014. And just to put it in
Oh,
perspective,
0.14.
when I got here, we're at $600 million. So the value of the town has gone up greatly. And to discuss that, I've received a lot of questions and comments, and this is for the public as much as the council, wanting information on updating exemptions, like elderly exemptions, disabled veterans exemptions, those kind of items. Every 5 years when we do the reval, that's one of the things that we look at as well. And I know I've mentioned to the council earlier this year that we're working on a packet that will update all those numbers. And what we're trying to do is make sure it's fair to both those who receive it as well as those who will have to cover the cost of the new ones. So we're just trying to make sure that's all in place too. But we will have it. I know we've received at least 2 letters and then some, and then some phone calls. It's in the works. It's just not one of those quick things we can do. We want to see what the impact is going to be. So that's all I have tonight, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay. Now, now we're moving on to committee reports. Does anyone here have any committee reports? Councilor Dornblue?
Thank you. This is not a committee report per se, but I just wanted to let the council know that I've had an initial meeting with town staff to discuss how we will launch the new transportation advisory committee.
Okay.
So that's in the works, and it will likely happen in conjunction with the master planning process.
Okay. I went to the Budget Committee meeting on Monday. Chris Wolf was re-elected to chair, and Brian Rowley was made vice chair of the Budget Committee. Brian Rowley was also made the CIP representative. Other than that, it was a quick meeting. They just handed out the calendar for the year, and we also discussed trying to schedule meetings with the various departments in town. So, you know, getting trips in to see police department, fire department, wastewater. Something we try to do every year. We weren't able to do last year, and I think COVID was kind of the thing way before that. But just an idea to go to the departments, learn what they do, learn more about what their money is going toward, what kind of things they're trying to work for, actually see the actual physical structures. And yes, I believe that was, yeah, and like I said, it was a short meeting, so that was it. If there are no other committee reports, sorry, Councilor Conley.
So the licensing board met just prior to this meeting, and we had three licenses or three applications, and one was for a block party, one was for like a neighborhood block party, one was for the Memorial Day parade, and by the American Legion, and one was for the annual sort of marathon and half marathon in October, and all of those were approved.
Okay. And all right. Now we will be moving on to old business, resolutions and ordinances in the second reading, starting with resolution 2023-2024-36, purchase of a police cruiser. Do I need to read this one out in full? Or
I only accept the motion to approve in a second.
all right, I will accept the motion to approve of this resolution.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And,
She's here to explain.
all right.
Good evening. I did add some additional notes. Did everybody get a copy of that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're essentially looking to replace our cruiser, which is several years old, really approximately 9 to 10 years old now, and it is very tired, and it's currently just being used for traffic details. As we replace this, we have a list of cars that will just move down the line. Usually when we get a brand new car, that will become the frontline car, which we use daily. Those cars usually get used between 18 and 20 hours a day. And some of the cars, which I gave you guys a list of some of the mileage, we have some of the cars that have some more miles on them that are out of warranty. We'll kind of move those down the line to either be spares or traffic cars or cars that will go to the schools for the day, and they don't get quite as much use. We do have money in a line item for this vehicle. We're kind of at the end of a budget cycle, and one of the questions I know that came up previously was about a hybrid, and we have done some background here trying to find out about the hybrids, and I want you to know, essentially I've had a hybrid on order for 2 years, and they still can't tell me when we're going to get a hybrid. Exeter PD has had one on order for 3 years, and they still have no sight for them. And essentially what the people at the dealerships have told us is that they can make more money selling these hybrids to the public than they can selling them for government fleet vehicles, so we're not their priority when it comes to that. But we do know that the council has expressed a desire for us to look for those hybrids, and we basically have a standing for one as soon as one becomes available. Also, I don't know if you saw in my notes, they didn't make any for police vehicles for 2024, the calendar year 2024, just because they were selling everywhere else. And this year, they're only putting out 10,000 for the entire nation. So, the chances of us getting one is not great right now. But they do understand that there is a desire out there, and supposedly they're going to try and ramp up their production. We went to several different vendors to just get an idea, including Chevy, including Dodge, and none of them could give us a better answer. And basically Dodge and Chevy told us that we weren't getting one, no matter what. Anyway, I'm here to answer any questions if anybody has any questions about my notes or anything to do with this vehicle.
Councilor Claysler?
I read through the notes, I really appreciate that. It made perfect sense as to why we have to go away from the electric vehicle for now. But what happens if the standing order comes up and we have just bought a new cruiser? Do we just lose that standing order?
Well, I did ask that, and that's kind of one of the reasons that I'm waiting till the end of the year here to, I kept waiting and waiting. They told us, maybe it'll come, maybe it'll come. I can always turn it back. He says he has a long list of people that want it, the one that we deal with. We're gonna have a new budget in July, so we'll reaffirm that we want one of those, but we're probably gonna end up buying another gas vehicle.
Just to add to that, if that were to happen and we were to get one, I would either recommend that we use the fiscal year 25 budget to purchase one, or the capital reserve fund that we still have significant funds in to secure it as well, just to make sure we do have it. We're still on a system of replacing, was it 1, 2?
So we do one every year, and every 3 years we do two.
Right.
And that basically gives us, most of these line cars go for 3 years and then they get put on the back burner. And then we have a few cars that we keep for 9 to 10 years, and those are the cars that get replaced on that 3-year cycle.
And just so you know, when they get done with the cars, it doesn't mean they go away. They're usually returned to fleet cars for staff and other departments, or like the town engineer has one, but building inspector has one, so we don't get rid of them right away.
I do think if we get the chance to get one, that we'll be able to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, I would just hate to miss out on it and then wait another 5 to 6
So
years for
essentially,
another
3
chance.
years ago, I was worried about that.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I can't take a hybrid. If you get one now, you gotta give me a gas one. But then I saw the reality, which is they can't get these things. So I said, just put me in
Yeah.
for one, and when one comes up, I'll try and address that with the town manager and figure out how we can have it happen.
All right, thank you.
Do we have any more questions for Chief Jordan? All right, well then I guess it's just time to do the vote. Wendy, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Blaisberg?
Aye.
Councilor Lamatina?
Aye.
Councilor Dornblue?
Aye.
Councilor White?
Aye.
Councilor Blackstone?
Aye.
Councilor Ward?
Aye.
Councilor Conley?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
All right. Now we are moving on to... Thank you, sir. Okay. Now we are moving on to resolutions and ordinances in the first reading. We only have one. Resolution 2023-2024-37, designating town manager the authorized representative for water and sewer state revolving loan final applications. Whereas the town residents voted to raise $300,000 for the purpose of all work related to identify, engineer, purchase of materials, and replace water system services, improving compliance with the federal lead and copper rule. The sewer warrant article is to raise $1,750,000 for the purpose of rehabilitating the sewer collection system. Such sums are to be raised by the issuance of serial bonds or notes not to exceed $300,000 and $1,750,000 respectively, under and in compliance with the provisions of the Municipal Finance Act. And whereas, in order to receive the funds, the town must submit the final application to the Drinking Water State Revolving Loan Fund for $300,000 and to the Clean Water State Revolving Loan Fund for $1,750,000. The town council needs to designate Steve Fournier, the town manager, as the authorized representative for the town of Newmarket for the purpose of filing an application for the loan in accordance with the New Hampshire Code of Administrative Rules, Chapter ENV-WQ 500, furnishing such data, information, and documents pertaining to the application for a loan as may be required. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Newmarket Town Council that the Town Council designates Steve Fournier, the town manager, as the authorized representative for the town of Newmarket for the purpose of filing an application for a loan for the I-I rehabilitation and lead service line replacement projects in accordance with the New Hampshire Code of Administrative Rules, Chapter ENV-WQ 500, furnishing such information, data, and documents pertaining to the applicant for a loan as may be required. In addition, Steve Fournier, the town manager, is authorized to enter into loan agreements and sign documents pertaining to the disbursement of funds for the I-I rehabilitation and lead service line replacement projects. Okay. And I believe now we just simply go into new business and correspondence. Does the town have any new correspondence?
Those done.
Okay. Are there any closing comments from town councilors? Seeing, oh, sorry.
Maybe Councilor Conley has one too.
Oh, Councilor, all right, Councilor Baxton, then Councilor Conley.
So I just wanted, so Saturday night is the the comedy event, the fundraiser for the police and firemen. It's in the mill space. And I was told last year it was excellent.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and Councilor Conley.
Thank you. I just wanted to take a quick second to thank Councilor Ward for leading this meeting and the previous meetings. I appreciate it, and I know everyone does as well.
Thank you. All right. So, are there anything else anyone wants to say before we? All right. If there is no objection, I will consider us adjourned.
All right. 15 minutes. That's got to be near a record.
I think most of it.
Bye, Donna.
I think most of it was me reading that.